I was closing up the Starbucks alone that night around 2 a.m. when the prepaid orders started popping up on the screen. Plain black coffees, no names, just card numbers and exact pickup times. At first I figured it was some glitch or prank, but then the cups, they didn't get picked up, and that's when things got weird. Hey, so this happened to me back when I worked the night shift at this little Starbucks in a quiet suburb, the kind tucked into a strip mall with a gas station next door. I'd been there for about 6 months, paying for community college classes during the day. The job was boring, wiping counters, restocking syrups, dealing with the occasional drunk. But late nights were dead quiet, just me and the hum of the fridge. It started slow. One Tuesday around midnight, the app dinged with a prepaid order. Black coffee, small, pick up at 12:15. No name. I brewed it, set it on the counter. 12:15 came and went. Nobody showed. I shrugged, dumped it at close. Next night, same thing. 2 orders, 1:05 and 1:10. No shows. By week's end, it was clockwork. 5, 6 cups cooling off. Then I noticed how they were left. Not scattered, but arranged, like someone moved them after I set them down. First time, 3 in a triangle by the sugar packets. I thought a customer did it, but the store was empty. Checked cameras. Nothing. Just static in that corner. I told my coworker Jen the next shift. "Dude, look at this," I said, showing her a pic on my phone. She laughed. "Probably kids, or that weird guy who stares at the menu." We joked, but it bugged me. The spiral started after. One night, 9 in a loose circle near the trash. Next, 15 in a tighter swirl, pointing to the bathroom. I started counting. 23 once, facing inward like watching something. Customers noticed. This regular old guy, Tom, comes for his latte and says, "Hey kid, you got a cult. Those cups look like a ritual." I forced a laugh. Then he texts later. We swapped numbers for a shift swap. Says he found a receipt in his mailbox at home. From our store, matching an unclaimed order. How'd it get there? I didn't know. Hands shook when I replied. I called the payment folks. They said the cards were prepaid Visa from the convenience store down the block. Bought with cash, no IDs. I went there after shift. The clerk, tired with a smoker's cough, says, "Yeah, some dude buys a stack every few days. Throws wrappers in the lot. Creepy eyes, doesn't talk." Description: tall, hoodie. Useless. Back at work, I poked around. Checked lost and found. Usually umbrellas, keys. But odd junk. Old disposable camera, film in it. Crumpled map of the neighborhood, store circled. Kids drawing, eyes scribbled everywhere. Hidden in corners, under sink, or behind espresso machine. Who does that? Management called it harmless pranks. Switched shifts, but spirals kept coming. Different spots. By window, on floor once. Last night I worked, found the biggest. 30 cups in perfect spiral, arrowing to back door. Under middle cup, sticky note. 2:45 a.m. That's my lockup time. Keys slipped, clattered loud. I quit then, texted boss at dawn. Never went back. But walking home now, I smell black coffee on the wind sometimes. Last week, receipt in my mailbox. No name, just a time, tonight's. My name is Derek Paulson, and I worked at a Starbucks in Spokane, Washington. So this happened about 6 months ago. I was doing closing shifts, which meant I'd be there until 11 or midnight most nights. The store was in this strip mall, next to a laundromat closed for years. One night I'm counting the register and notice something weird on the shift log. The clipboard we used to track who worked when. Times didn't match up, like someone would clock in at 6 p.m. digital, but paper said 7 p.m. Always an hour off. Only every third night. I figured someone was messing with the sheets, but checking closer, always the same hour missing, between 2 and 3 a.m. Didn't make sense since we closed at 11. I started writing in a notebook, just to check if I was crazy. One night I stayed late watching the computer screen during inventory. At 2:05 a.m. the POS froze. Clock stopped. I stared forever. Then it jumped to 2:42. 37 seconds frozen, but nearly 40 minutes gone. I pulled admin logs next morning. Entries marked maintenance in those gaps. But no one came for maintenance. I'd have seen them. District manager didn't send anyone. Things got weirder. Coworker Jenna said she'd texted me 2 nights before about milk delivery. Zero memory of it. Checked my phone, entire thread from that day gone. Not deleted by me. Missing. I printed notebook pages. All times. Gaps noted. Gave to district manager when he visited. He barely looked. Said not to panic. Probably sync error with timekeeping software. Next day, notebook gone from locker. I know I put it there. Lock not broken. Checked new printed shift log. Showed I signed out early on a night I stayed until closing. Remember that night because burned my hand on steam wand. Ran under cold water 10 minutes. I called HR. Said something wrong with system. Maybe tampering. Woman on phone quiet a second. Then said stop spreading rumors. If I kept accusing baselessly, could affect employment. Time gaps kept happening. Every third night, clockwork. Started feeling disconnected, like doing something, restocking cups. Then 20 minutes passed, no memory. Manager asked why I left mop bucket wrong place. Don't remember moving it. Last week found note in apron pocket. My handwriting said, check storage room camera. We don't have cameras there. Went to look. Dark spot on ceiling like painted over lens. I quit yesterday. No notice. Told him done. Left keys on counter. But what keeps me up? Checked bank this morning. Last paycheck shows 4 more days worked after quit. Days I don't remember. Time card says I clocked in for closings. I don't know which parts of last 6 months happened. Don't know if forgetting or something making me forget. District manager called asking when coming back. Never told him I quit. My name is Wade Carter from Boise, Idaho. I work nights at the Starbucks on Main and 8th. The music keeps you awake. After a store update, the playlist changed. Between songs, there were little clips. At first it was static, then whispers, then words. Small things like people talking. No big deal. I thought it was a bug. One night a clip said, "Did you lock up?" I froze. Another said my name. It was a tone that made the hair on my neck stand up. I checked the audio logs the next day. There was a user uploading files at 1:07 a.m. The IP traced to the public library 2 miles away. I went to the library. The librarian pulled footage. I watched someone leave at closing. He had a small recorder in his pocket. He looked normal. He walked fast. I asked a city cop about it. He shrugged. Creative pranks, he said. Not a crime. That did not help. It made it worse. The clips got personal. One line said, "The way I stirred my coffee." One mentioned a faded scar on my thumb. I have that scar. I touched it when I heard it. I wiped the playlist. I wiped the cache. I put a metal cover on the store's sound card. I thought that would stop it. It didn't. The clips played one more time. Not all night. Just once, like a cough from the speakers. It said things I knew. Little things. The voice was slowed, hollow. At the end it played my own voice, slowed down. It said, very slow, "You won't hear this tomorrow." I remember dropping a cup. It shattered. The trash was full that night. I went home smelling old milk. I hate that smell now. I started checking the speakers every night before I left. I tap them. I look at the corners. I smile at customers like nothing is wrong. I avoid the manager. I take different routes home. It sounds dumb when I say it. Sometimes I catch myself listening to the hum of the fridge, trying to tell if a clip is hiding in there. A week passed. The playlist was silent. No whispers, no files. The librarian said he felt bad. The cop said, "People do odd stuff." The man on the footage never called. We never heard from him. I still hear sounds in the back of my head when I close. The last clip sits in my memory like a nail. I do not know why it knew the scar. I do not know why it used my voice. If you ask me if I'm safe, I would lie. I check the speakers. I check them before I walk out, every night. I knock on the case with my knuckle. I listen. I wait. Sometimes I swear I hear a soft crackle. Then nothing. Then I walk home. Then I sleep badly. Then I go back and pretend it never happened. Still,